This will be the next video since I got a phone call and I don't know how to stop things like that. So how I got here. Aftermath, fair game, Mike Rinder on YouTube. Big fight, which I don't know what that, Aaron's big fight. Streets LA, Natalie Webster, Serge Delmar, Laura FM, which I am trying to get my husband to play at the club he DJs. Chris without a Hellcat, Confident Chris, Jess, Chris's beating, and Mindy here. That's how I got here. When they were asking Mindy, I remember sitting there as they're telling Mindy, you're a plant, you're a plant. And she's saying she's not. And I'm like, if she isn't a plant, wow, she can put up with anything. I don't think I have any other notes. And videos are actually scary. Oh, why I even care? Why do I care? I was 10 years old when Jonestown happened. My grandmother was a news hound. So back in that day, you didn't have the internet. You had KGO radio, which is here, and then all the rest of the channels. And Channel 2, we call it, was the one most concerned because most of the people were from here. And it's really weird watching that stuff happen because it was pretty consistent here. And when Ryan got hit and you saw all the footage, that was not a streaming internet thing I ever want to see again. It stuck. I'm even having a panic attack now. It hurt because there were so many kids, so many older people, and they were all just laying down like it was nothing. And for the longest time, we thought they all did it and just made their the kids made their parents do it. No. Reverse that. The parents made the kids do it. And then we find out as time goes by, because we get to hear everything about Jonestown, including the favorite phrase of, I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm sure I'm not the only person who was that age who really, it's like grabbing a tail and going backwards when you hear that phrase. I don't think I use it at all. Just because it was scary. So that's what got me interested. My dad, I want to say, my brother, and my mother belonged to Synanon in the early 70s when it was still a drug or addiction place. I remember going to it when I was little for some party or something, and I thought they were angels because they all had to wear these white robe cassock things, and I thought they were angels. So it was awesome. Of course, was it 7-8 years later, there was a cobra in a mailbox. Someone I know said he was a great guy, whoever the head was, and then he lost it. So that took care of another cult. Jonestown happens between that. I grew up in the Bay Area in the 70s. There was a lot of groups of people worshiping who they wanted to worship. Satanists weren't a big deal, even though we have the Crowley House in San Francisco, which I don't think it sticks out anymore as a Crowley House. I think it's just now just another house in Alamo Square, which is perpendicular to where the quote-unquote painted ladies are. Everybody knows those from Full House. That's probably why the pictures are so nice, is because there's a park right across the street and you can take so many pictures of it. And now they're like a homeowners association, so you can't move into it if you're going to change anything. Welcome to California. We like to make sure we don't have any change unless it's with $1 billion in a crowbar. So, cults. Been around them a long time. Belonged to one by accident. I'm so not going to say what that was. I think I lasted 3 months when I realized they wanted to turn me into a goddess. Not kill me or anything, but just worship me. That was super weird. And I left and found out later that it's considered a cult. That's what I get for trying religion after dropping out of religion when I was 13. So the cults bug me. Legitimate cults bug me. The little guy in the corner, you really can't do anything about in California. You just hope that they're calm. The ones that make big noise, Mormonism, extreme Mormonism, Scientology. Saw the commercials constantly because we had independent stations here, Channel 44, and they were on there all the time because when I was a kid, you didn't have like late night, late. You had maybe 1:30 and then the national anthem comes on and then the TV goes dark. Channel 44 didn't do that. So you got all the weird stuff, the televangelists, the Scientology. I almost got interested. A friend of mine did get interested, and she says they bug her to this day because she went in LA, because I tell everybody what everybody is up to because I have a tendency to go, oh, look what I saw today. And she said she went in 20 years ago and she still gets phone calls once in a while. So she still gets phone calls from them. That's the big problem when you have somebody who bugs you on your cell phone, but you don't want to change your cell phone number because you just put up with it. And since Scientology changes their phone numbers when they call, she doesn't answer them anymore, but she doesn't block them immediately, and you always forget. You never finish blocking someone. You're like, oh, I don't know that. I'll block it later if they leave me a weird message. Because as we say here, we squirrel. And that means that we found an acorn and we run to it and forget what we were doing. So my whole life has been surrounded by squirrels. It is the mascot of the club that my husband DJs at. So we get lots of squirrels. And I have squirrel charms, squirrel stuffed animals, squirrel hand puppets. The Squirrel Squad is a great name. And being Northern California, we have some of the fattest squirrels on the planet. Little monsters. So it was sort of like this weird synchronicity of, okay, cults and squirrels. If that isn't more up my alley, I don't know what is. So I figured I would start going on YouTube. Wow. Easier said than done. That was about, I guess, Sebastian. I don't even know how long ago it was now because it's turned into a constant. It's not even a weekly show that I would like. It's something that I turn into like about 8 o'clock at night for the live guys. Watch Natalie Webster. Watch Marilyn Honig. I think that's right. Aaron. The lifeboat, because he just has a heart of gold and you know it. Reese. And one of these days I'll learn how to put all of these links down on below. Who else? Nora, Liz Ferris, who my heart breaks for horrible people. Liz, Gail. The squirrels in LA, all of them, pretty much. The ones who are the constants and the OGs, and Streets, of course, because he's just very interesting and charismatic. I think that's the easiest way to put it. And he uses his brain for what it should be used for, helping others. But I think that's it. I know it's short. I'll learn how to make them longer. When I can finally stream, I'll go to San Francisco. I'm going to go with the hubby probably this weekend or even maybe tomorrow, because after all of the fights in the jail and everything else, or the beatings in jail and everything else, I listened to someone along the way, maybe it was Reese, who just said, don't go out alone. So I have nobody else to play with right now, so I'm taking my husband, who smiles and just says, yes, dear. So like I said, second video, very short, learning how to get this thing started. Subscriptions would be nice, and everybody have a good day.